kind of make you feel like a functional badass, kind of. And I like feeling that way, which is why I do things like this. I think it's important to do things you like and have fun. So today's workout is probably going to be a full body circuit style workout, similar to yesterday, but I don't know, different movements compared to yesterday. Starting off with one arm sled rows, but using a towel to wrap around the TRX handle. Using a towel forces the forearms to work harder, so I get this added benefit of working on grip strength while working on my back. So looks like this. Sitting back while rowing. The act of sitting back while grabbing onto the towel will create a stretch in your lat, and then you want to squat up and row at the same time, which will give you an added boost to the rope. Alternating rows each time, and once I get to the end, I'm gonna push the sled back. So with the rows, I work the back. With the push, I work the legs. And now kind of working on overall explosiveness and coordination with the kettlebell. So we're gonna do swing squat, front flip, swing squat, front flip, swing squat, front flip, swing squat, front flip. Going for 4 total of that combo. By the end of these 3 movements, my heart rate's pretty high, and I'm going to repeat this for 5 circuits. So for the next circuit, I'm going to do a combination of a forward sled drag while holding a couple of sandbags on my shoulder. So I'm going to have these 2 sandbags. I think they're around 60 pounds in total, not each. Then hold on to the sled with the other arm and then drag it forward. So having to hold the bags forces, I don't know, your one side of the body to stay activated and carrying, which forces your core to stay activated in all sorts of peculiar ways. And then to move the sled with the imbalance while all of that's going on has its own adaptations. In any case, there's just a lot of muscles at work, and instead of thinking of it as, oh, all these muscles are working, think of it more as like, oh, it's this really hard thing to do, and you're doing it, and since there's a lot of weight involved, and your whole body is involved, it probably has some sort of strength and muscular gain. Is it like the ideal exercise to build muscle? Probably not. But is it the ideal exercise to kind of make you feel like a functional badass? Kind of. And I like feeling that way, which is why I do things like this. I think it's important to do things you like and have fun rather than be so hyper focused on just the results alone, which makes coming to the gym boring. In any case, supersetting that with kettlebell juggling. So I'm gonna do same hand front flip to a switch front flip. So looks like this. Oh, yeah, doing that for now. Oh, that was my third set. I'm gonna do one more.
Let's just go to the next exam. Why are we gonna?
No, you can do that. Where? All right, let me focus. So for the next circuit, doing a figure eight clean with a flip, with a dead stop. So a dead stop is whenever the kettlebell starts on the ground. So I'm gonna front flip, figure eight, clean, back to a dead stop. Clean. Yeah, I'm gonna do 3 each side of that. Then I'm gonna go into 5 push-ups. 5 rows. 5 push-ups, other hand. 5 rows. So yeah, I'm gonna do those 3 movements as a circuit for about 5 sets, and then let's see what happens next. So the next circuit is going to be a 4-part thing with just the kettlebell. So starting off with alternate kettlebell swings, but also going to switch legs on each swing. Looks like this. So I'm going to start kind of in like a staggered or half lunge position, and then so usually when you start a kettlebell swing, you're starting it way out and your legs are way behind. Here, one leg is going to be in line with the kettlebell, and the other leg is going to be back. And I'm going to kind of hold it in like a hammer grip, and then start swinging from here. Going for 5, then 5 regular swings. And then 5 front flips. Then I'm gonna do a deadlift, row, deadlift, row, deadlift, row, deadlift, row, deadlift, row, deadlift. So, gonna do this for 3 sets, and I don't know, might do one more circuit kind of thing before I either do abs, mobility, or sauna. Yeah. So moving into some mobility. So for mobility, I'm gonna start off with body weight, leg elevated Cossack squats. So I'm gonna keep my one leg elevated and then squat with my other leg. With the other leg, I'm staying on my toes and squatting on my toes instead of keeping my leg flat-footed. Looks like this. Going for 5 each side. Eeks. Lost my balance. But time to go back in. I don't know if that kind of stuff happens, just reset. It's not a big deal. But that's also another thing to note, that if you are losing your balance in something like this, uh, like I am, the balance muscles are probably not good enough or well coordinated. So might as well throw them in so that they do get coordinated. Because better balance is always good. Alright, after 5 switching sides. God damn it, why is my balance so off? I don't know, maybe it's just because my legs are tired, but still not a good enough excuse. But yeah, I'm gonna do this for a bit, not supersetting it with anything. Gonna go for 4 sets of this, and then probably do at least one more mobility kind of maneuver. So for the next exercise, doing these, I guess, glute contractions, but from a stretched position. So going to stay on one knee and keep other leg outstretched, as outstretched as possible to where I'm feeling a little bit of a stretch in the groin area. I'm going to sit onto my heel and come back up. When I'm sitting down, I want to feel like a light stretch in the groin area. And then when coming up, it's a glute contraction. The sitting down part of it will attack your quads too, or stretch your quads. So that's another thing that's going on. While coming up, you're contracting the glutes, and then the whole time you'll feel a stretch in the groin area. My leg is kind of internally rotated, and uh, toes are on the floor, as opposed to like, or it's not, the back of my foot is on back or front. I don't know. The bottom of my feet are not touching the ground. It's the back of the feet, or the front of the feet, or the top of the feet. Whatever. You decide. Ooh. Definitely be careful if this is your first time doing it. It's not like an easy position to get into. But yeah, I'm gonna do that for a bit and slowly open up my quads and groin. So for the final exercise before I head into the sauna, I'm gonna do some overhead squats with the kettlebell, but at the bottom I'm gonna like look at the weight and tilt, which is good for shoulder stability and hip mobility and stuff like that, and balance. So it looks like this. So it's gonna start in overhead position, and then I'm gonna go into a squat, and then I'm gonna look at the weight, look straight again, come back up, switch hands, squat, hand on the floor, look at the other weight, look straight, come back up, switch hands, I don't know what this exercise is called, but in any case, good for shoulder mobility, um, shoulder stability, balance, and hip mobility. But yeah, I'm gonna do this for a bit, then head into the sauna. And that's probably going to be it for today's video. See you all tomorrow.